A very good evening to you all and Happy New Year and welcome to A Date with a Dinner Set programme 285, January the 4th. Here we go again. That was a quick year, wasn't it? Bit of a quick year. So I hope this finds you well. I'm feeling a bit sorry for myself. I'm all snotty and throaty, so I've got all sorts of drinks lined up. I've been coughing and sneezing like a fool all day, so that will probably continue this evening. So if you see me swigging at the cough mixture rather than the coffee, don't panic. There's coffee there as well. Anyway, hello Janet. How lovely to see you. Happy New Year to you. Camden Town bus clue. No, brother. Just one of those pictures on the internet to represent that we had a little bit of snow in London and Surrey. So I am intrigued to know, because who have we got in here? We've got some Wales, we've got some Wiltshire, we have some Yorkshire, we have some Surrey, we have some Hampshire, we have some Sussex, we have some Kent. Who's got snow? And by snow, and Hereford, obviously. By snow, I mean enough to make a snowman that, is representative and doesn't take the whole garden to make something the size of a thimble. I am intrigued by that. All I know is it's blimmin' cold. Anyway, our opening music this evening was the other end of Only Fools and Horses. Only a few weeks ago, we had the first bit. Only Fools and Horses, one of those few TV programmes that has a totally different opening and closing theme, as I'm sure you know by the fact that you all typed it in. So as who said it? Who gave the actual title? Alison, yes, indeed. The ending theme, which I prefer to the opening one, actually. Also written by John Sullivan. Who wrote the show, and it's called Hookey Street. Yes, it was a light dusting, wasn't it, in Surrey Shire? We see, we're too... The thing about Surrey, we're too smug and warm, and that's what it is, and it just melts. You'll see, we took the decorations down. We did have a go at clearing the snow, but it's been so cold that it just is lingering. It is lingering on a little bit. So, yeah, Only Fools and Horses from 1981. It ran for 67 episodes with 16 Christmas specials. Of course, starring David Jason and Nicholas Lyndhurst. A lot of people think that those opening and closing themes were sung by Nicholas Lyndhurst because it sounds a bit like him. They weren't. They were actually sung by the composer, John Sullivan. No snow in Hereford? What's going on? Well, that's not on. What happened to the snow bomb, Arctic vortex, blast, jet stream, heat wave? Apparently there may be a bit more on the way. Anyway, we have a fantastic show, though I say it myself this evening, quite a variety of pieces, and we've even managed to squeeze in a bit of organ music at the end as well, so I hope you will enjoy that. So I'm going to have a swig of something. I think I'll go for coffee, and then we'll move on into our first bit. More, are you about to tell us that you've made a massive snowman? We'll all be jealous. Gosh, all you people with no snow. I'm shocked. I wonder if Jean's listening in Wiltshire. They've always got snow in Wiltshire. Even in July, they have snow in Wiltshire. Yes, indeed. As Jill said, that was indeed A Walk in the Black Forest, composed in 1964 by Mr. Horst Jankowski, who was a classically trained concert pianist who later turned to jazz. But in between, he was very big in, let's call it light music, and that piece of music, which he composed for a German documentary, and particularly about the Black Forest, not surprisingly, became a hit. In fact, in the UK, it was number 2 for quite a few weeks. I have to say, he doesn't look that happy there, considering it made him an absolute fortune. In the 1970s, he turned his back on orchestral light music and he went more into jazz with a trio and a small group. But a very famous bit of music there, and it seems appropriate at the start of a new year when everyone's on their health kick and going for nice healthy walks in the Black Forest, or maybe just down to Waitrose, I don't know. There we go. I hope you enjoyed that one. Just a reminder that if you do press that thumbs up button, and it will illuminate for you to tell us and YouTube that you enjoy what you see and hear. So let's have a bit more coffee and a cough and a splutter, and we'll go on with our next one. Hey, Alison, you never know. There might be snow in the Black Forest in July. And if not, you can happily whistle or sing A Walk in the Black Forest as you walk in the Black Forest. Hello! Good evening, Portugal. Now look, we're having a big chat about snow here. Have you got any snow in Portugal? That's what we need to know, because a lot of us want it. Some of us have got it and don't want it, and a lot of people don't have it, etc., etc. Toddled, that's such a Hereford word, isn't it? Toddled. I think almost every citizen of Hereford does a bit of toddling whilst simultaneously saying amazing and tidy. Yes, so I've heard. Okay, coffee, then on we go. Oh, no snow in Portugal. Oh, go on, Hannah. I feel you need to pop outside right now. Right now, you've got, what have you got? You've got 31 minutes. Take a picture. Oh, you can't share it really on this, can you? Oh, we'd believe you if you said, honestly. No, you're right. It's too cold. Anyway, of course, that was Chicago. Chicago, that toddling town, which was composed all the way back in 1920 to 1920. Fair enough, Hannah. 1922. Do you know that's older than some of you on here? It's quite amazing, isn't it? A wonderful song. I really like that song, and it talks about the, should we call it the colourful past that Chicago had. It was composed by this chappie, Mr. Fred Fisher. Fred Fisher, who also composed Peg and My Heart, Whispering Grass, and lots of other things. A real Tin Pan Alley man. Yeah, I really like that one. It became a big hit for Frank Sinatra in 1957. It was also covered by Judy Garland, amongst other people. Hello! Fantastic, Jean. It's very good to see you. Perhaps you can settle a little conversation we are having in the chat room, Jean. We are trying to work out from Wales, from Herefordshire, from Surrey, Sussex, Kent and Yorkshire, who's got snow. And I said, Wiltshire will have snow because Wiltshire has snow in July. So we'd love to know. And by snow, we are saying enough to make a snowman. I dare say you've made several already, Jean, but it is lovely to see you. Yes, I did see that. Toddling in Chicago and Hereford. Chicago, Hereford, quite similar really, aren't they? They've both got a Morrison's, apparently. Right, what are we doing? We're having coffee. Even the coffee's frozen over. Fantastic. Right, we're staying in cold mode. Hello, Tamsin and JP. No snow in Hampshire? What? What's going on in the UK? We meant to have had this massive snow bomb polar vortex. It's just not happened, really, has it? Oh well, never mind. No snow in Wiltshire either. What is going on? What's going on? It is cold. It is cold. No. And it's that sort of thick ice at the moment, isn't it? As Hannah said, that was indeed the Song of the Fir Tree from 1938, composed by Mr. Billy Mayerl. He who started life as a bit of a child prodigy, he gave a performance of Grieg piano concerto at the age of 9. He gave the London premiere of Rhapsody in Blue. He had a band at the Savoy Hotel. He had a very successful jazz syncopation correspondence course, and he also wrote about 400 pieces, including that one. And it's a very special one, that. It's really quite haunting. He's based it on a Swedish folk tune, apparently, and I keep meaning, I meant to do it last year when I played it, to look up and try and find the original of that one. It's unusual because Billy Mayerl, as I say, wrote about 400 of these pieces, and about 395 of them are in the major key, but that one's very definitely in the minor. But he still managed to make it sort of lurch and lollop along in his inimitable way. So that's what that one was. Exactly. They're like musicians, Alison, really. So this week's upload, to start the week off, January, I thought we'd do feel-good piano music, and so I started off... Oh, look, decorations are still up. Gosh, that gives the game away, doesn't it? In Party Mood, which is a very famous bit of music that was used in the radio series Housewives Choice for about 400 years. And it was composed by Jack Strachey, who also composed These Foolish Things. It's a great bit of bustling orchestral-like music. And here it is presented as a piano cover. And it's one of those that sort of makes you smile. It makes me smile. And that's what I've done for January. The Friday uploads, I've chosen all pieces that hopefully will make people smile, because January's a funny old month, isn't it? You know, it's only the 4th, but I'm thinking, is it nearly the end of the month? But it's not really, is it? Okay, something a little more gentle now. I hope you will enjoy. By the way, this is not Zorba the Greek. Yes, frighteningly similar to the opening of Zorba the Greek. It's fun when you play that one in a serious situation and people think you're about to be a little bit disrespectful and play Zorba the Greek. Great a tune though that is, but of course that was, as my brother said, the Shepherd's Farewell. And at this time of almost Epiphany, that one, that sort of after Christmassy type of carol, does talk about the departure of the shepherds from Bethlehem and the start of the flight to Egypt, as it were, not an aeroplane flight, obviously. And that came from L'Enfance du Christ, the oratorio by Hector Berlioz, that was composed around about 1853. And it is a beautiful piece of music in 3 parts that tells of various stages of the childhood of Christ. That, of course, is the most famous bit of music. And there he is. I'm not sure what that expression says. It says, I've got a double-jointed sort of elbow and wrist and thumb and double-jointed hair, probably, as well. So this is supposedly the anecdote about Shepherd's Farewell. Hector Berlioz was actually very critical of other musicians, which didn't do him any favours, because it meant that whenever he wrote something, he tended to get a little slammed, especially by Parisian music critics. So he did a bit of a sneaky thing. He did a prequel, that piece of music, about 2 years earlier than the rest of the oratorio, under a pseudonym. And of course he was delighted when it received rapturous reports, and the critics thought it was a wonderful bit of music. So that was a bit of a bit of canny marketing by Hector Berlioz. We're going to have to go back now to check out the Dave Allen pose to Hector. Yes, quite agree. So there we go, Shepherd's Farewell from 1853. So a couple of days' time, as we said, it's Epiphany, but today, I was going to say the 28th of December, I don't mean that, do I? Because that was last week. We've had another week since then. 4th of January, you'll be absolutely delighted to know, is Dimpled Chad Day. Oh, I don't know where I find them. Well, I do know where I find them. They all come off the same site, actually. And quite often, our friends across the pond like to celebrate some food. And indeed, there are so many food things they're celebrating today. But do you know what? I'm going to guess that we've all had probably more food than we probably should have done over the festive period. So that's why I went for this one, Dimpled Chad. And I thought, this is fascinating. What on earth is a dimpled chad? Well, you have a picture of a dimpled chad. It is the little bits that are left after punching holes in computer cards and punch tape. Dimpled Chad Day. And even more fascinatingly, there are various sorts. There's the ones that, of course, you can see on that picture that have been punched through completely. There are those that are hinged at the top, those that are hinged at the sides. Those, a bit like me, unhinged. Hinged or just attached at a corner or two. And if you look down at the second in on the bottom row, that one is called a dimpled chad, where someone's trying to push it out. But it hasn't happened. So there's pages of information about paper chads that have been around. The phrase has been around apparently since the 1930s. It's all fascinating stuff. It came into prominence exactly Exactly, underneath the spreading chestnut tree, Alison. Um, but it came into mucking here. It came into prominence in the 2000 presidential election in Florida. You might remember it was a very close call with George Bush, and the reason for that was to do with dimpled chads. It was unclear from those punch cards who people were voting for because they weren't assessed properly. So that's why it took ages and ages for that recount. And ever since then, they haven't used punch cards in elections. Boom, boom. You heard it here. It's amazing, isn't it? And you even sometimes get some nice music as well as all these fantastic factoids. Right, a sip of something else. And then let's ramp it up a little bit. A very nice, serene one, isn't it, for Shepherd's Farewell? But we need a bit more action, I feel. Hey, guess what? I haven't killed the poinsettia yet. It came close last week. It suddenly dropped, dropped a load. I was going to say feathers. I don't mean that, do I? Leaves. And I was a bit worried that I was going to kill this one in record time. But it's quite healthy at the moment. Likewise, Alison. Likewise. Yes, indeed. There's a lot of you. Well, you got the title, Alison, and Jill was first, and young Moore, and yeah, not from Oliver on this occasion. We can have a whole Oliver evening, maybe not. I don't know. Oh, it's fine. So yeah, be our guest. Be our guest. The show-stopping showpiece, big production number from Disney's Beauty and the Beast, of course, from 1991 originally. Of course, since then we've had the musical, the theatrical production, the live-action remake, and probably lots of other things as well. Composed by that amazing team of Howard Ashman and Alan Menken, those two guys responsible really for the whole Disney Renaissance in the late 80s through the 90s and brought back Disney into prominence. And that song, Be Our Guest, I mean, it is fantastic, isn't it? It's modelled on a Broadway number. It's and the whole animation is sort of meant to emulate that of Busby Berkeley. And the chief character that sings it, Lumiere, the candlestick, is modelled after Maurice Chevalier. So there's so much going on in that song, musically, lyrically. The animation is absolutely bizarre and amazing. It was the first time that CGI was used effectively in a Disney film. So I hope you enjoyed that one. I'm always out of breath after that. I never breathe on that one. But there we go. Oh, yeah. On Thursday, by the way, it's finally happening. The piano is going to be tuned. Well, if I can defrost all this snow by then, I need to, really. So I'm really, really, really excited about that because it's been a long time coming. You might remember, I started moaning about the piano being a bit squiffy and sucking a lemony around about the end of November. In fact, middle of November, probably. But my piano tune has been so busy that it's taken a little bit of time. So I'm really pleased that's going to happen. So next Thursday. So thank you, because a lot of you have donated towards that, and I am sincerely grateful. Next Sunday, hopefully we'll have thawed, and we will be in tune for whatever it is we put together for you for our programme next week. But this evening's concluding piece is a piece of fun organ music, a piece of late French romantic organ music, which is heaps of fun to play. You may not have heard it, but I hope you will enjoy our final piece before we say goodnight in the usual way. Yeah, I have that effect on people, Alison. People tend to walk out. And that was actually the start of the carol service, but I played that and everyone just walked out. It was quite odd, really. The Sortie in B flat by Louis James Alfred Léfebure-Wély, fantastic organist. Organist of Saint-Sulpice in Paris, one of the finest organs, in fact, one of the largest organs in France. And that jolly little bit of bustling silliness brings us to the end of this evening's A Date with Dinner Set. Thank you so much for being with us. Even if you didn't bother to bring any snow with you, you are most welcome. And as always, it's been fun to prep and play for you. And so next Sunday, the 11th, we will hopefully have thawed at the piano and tune the piano, and I'm really looking forward to that. Meanwhile, do stay well and take care of yourselves and stay warm, most importantly. Have a wonderful week, and thank you so much for listening. All the very best, and good night.